Hey, what's up? This is Jabran with the Common Accord. This video is about Allah. What is Allah? What do Muslims mean when they say Allahu Akbar? What do Muslims mean when they say La ilaha illallah? What do Muslims mean when they say Allah in general? For those that are not familiar with the Arabic language, Allah literally is the word for God. Now, there's been arguments posed that Allah is the proper noun, which is the name of a God that existed in Arabia. But here's why that's something that can't hold water. Every language has words to describe something. In Arabic, the word to describe a deity is illah. So illah would mean a deity or a power, some sort of divine being that has power. And essentially anything can be your illah. Money can be someone's illah. And you could even describe someone as saying that money is their illah. Money is their God, or their, dominant power that controls them, or what they worship in essence. But the word the God is Allah. When you add the al in front of any word in Arabic, it's basically saying the, making it the definite article. So when you hear a Muslim say La ilaha illallah, what they're actually saying is there is no God, La ilaha il Allah. There is no God il Allah. There is no God but the God. And the God is the definite article here. So what they're essentially saying is there is no power but the power. You understand what I'm saying? There is no other power but the power. And it's the same concept in Hebrew, in biblical understanding, is that God is the power. Even though the Bible refers to other gods or people believing in other gods, such as the gods of Egypt, it's what Egypt believed to be powers. You know what I mean? And it's saying that it's calling them that these are the powers that they believe to be powers or gods or deities, but they're not. They're really not really God. There's only the God. Even in the biblical commandment, you shall have no other gods before me. The word gods is often misunderstood to mean that there were other gods. And during biblical times, they thought that there were other gods and that they actually were living gods. But there was one God that they chose. That's not essentially the case. What it's saying is that don't make any other powers before the power. Meaning, if you have a boss at a job and he tells you to do something that's against your belief in God, and you follow that, you're essentially putting a God before the God. You're putting a power before the power. And you would essentially be breaking the first commandment, not only in Judaism, but in Islam as well. And in Christianity too. In the Abrahamic concept, this power is what God is. And in Arabic, the only word to describe it is the power, Allah. And Allah, again, is not male or female. There's no other version of it. There's no other way to explain it other than Allah, the power. Now, in Judaism, there's a concept of the 72 names or attributes of God. And in Islam, you have the 99 attributes or 99 names of God. You'll notice that the names of God in Arabic are always starting with the word al and then the Arabic word. So you'll see al-Musawwir, the fashioner, Al-Hakim, the wise. See, and Allah is literally the God. So Al is the word that describes the definite article, and the word that comes after it, when you combine it in the language, is what you're describing. So when a Muslim says La ilaha illallah, they're saying there is no power but the power. There is no God but the God. And when a Muslim says Allahu Akbar, they're saying the God is great. And if you study Semitic languages, you'll see that even in Aramaic, the language that Jesus spoke in the first century, which was common in Judea, in that whole region, the word for God was also described as Allah, because Aramaic, Arabic, and Hebrew are all Semitic languages. They all share common roots. So the names to describe things often sound very similar. And that's what languages do. Languages have different names to describe different things. Just as in Spanish we have Dios to describe God, and in English we have God to describe God. So it's not so much the word as it is the meaning behind the word. And I hope this clears up any misconceptions that people have had about Muslims, what they mean when they say Allah, and what they're focusing on when they're praying. They're focusing on the same concept as all Abrahamic faiths are, on the concept of that one power that dominates everything. And feel free to share this information with all your friends or people that are just inquisitive in knowing about what Muslims mean when they say Allah. Peace be upon you all.